Hello, everyone. You are welcome to UNMASC Lifestyle. So, today we're going to be talking about food or meds. So, come on in for the conversation. I'm brainstorming. That's going to take a moment to share myself out. Hello, Chikali Beauty. Longest time. How are you doing? Great to see you. I'm doing well, thank you. I'm doing well. I've been off because I was traveling. Then I got back. Just been a little bit busy here, but I'm all unpacked now and more relaxed now. Thank you for coming. Nice to see you. I don't even know if there's huh. I thought you used to have my um I thought you used to have my armor. What is it called again? Oh, you know what? It's so funny. You have it in the other one, and this one you don't have it. In my other laptop, you is showing that you have it, but here it shows that you don't have it. Hello, Ines. Great to see you here. How are you? Yes, yes. It's been ages. Yes, yes. I've not done this for I think 3 weeks now. Feels like 3 months. So it's almost like I'm brand new. Hello, Bartholomew Ganil. Where have you been? Wow, great to see you. You have a new face or something. Wow, that is brilliant. Great to see you. Thank you for coming. Yeah. Wow. You're monetized now, correct, Bartholomew? Bartholomew, are you monetized now? I thought you are. Can you guys even hear me? Can you guys hear me? I don't think I'm getting the thumbs up. Could I get a thumbs up, please, everyone? I'm not getting the thumbs up. Can you guys hear me? Okay, yes, you can. Okay, that's good. Okay. Please give the live a thumbs up. I can see I have just three, two watching. Okay. Three thumbs up. Yeah. Thank you. Yeah. So yeah, we just want to have a conversation on food or meds, medications or food. You know, which one is best for our lives? Which one do we focus on getting more of? What can we do to minimize the one that is not the best for us? Or even to work at it so that, thank you, my husband, you're saying you're just so funny. Oh my goodness, you are just so funny. Wow, thank you for the support, but not ma. Are you serious? Yeah, thank you. Love you. Yeah. So, Linda, hello, Linda. Great to see you. How are you doing? Wow. Yes, today we just want to talk about, well, talk about food, med, which one is best for our lives. Then, how do we focus on the best one? Or how do we even, work our lifestyle in such a way that we can minimize getting rid of the one that is not the best for us? So today I would like everybody to be part of this conversation. Nena, Nena Tati, nice to see you here. You're welcome to this chat today. Thanks for coming. Really appreciate your presence. Yes, food or med. So can we start with, if you have any comment on what's your take when you saw the topic food or med, what was the first thing that came to your mind? If you can share, maybe we can take this conversation from there. Yeah, you're welcome, Nina. Yes. So when you saw the topic food or med, what was the first thing that came to mind? Let's start from there. Let's just get a view of what we are thinking when we hear food or meds, medicine. Do we have any contributions on that? I think the internet is a little bit slow, so the things come afterwards. As you come in, please, I will really appreciate liking the live stream by giving it a thumbs up. If you can give us a thumbs up, that will really be appreciated. That will really be appreciated. I see I have 6 people watching, but I have 3 thumbs up. So if you can if you're using your phone, it can be difficult because you have to go out and then give the thumbs up and then come back in. You just have to close the chat and then go and give it a thumbs up and then you come. That's so thank you. Yeah. No, thumbs up on the, not this thumbs up here, thumbs up on the live. You see where it says up, down, live chat. Then you see the share, you see the save. So that's where you're going to go and give the thumbs up. Oh, okay, thanks. Okay, you know what I'm talking about. Okay. Okay. Thank you. Thank you. So Nena said, choosing the right food to avoid medication. Oh, I have 13 thumbs up. I'm not even seeing that. I'm seeing 3. Oh my gosh. Okay, let's see. Okay. So, okay. Thank you, Chikali. Thank you very much. You know, I've not done this for 3 weeks. It's like I'm just coming back in after 3 years. So, Nena says choosing the right food to avoid medication. Yes, that's a great, like you are just on point on what we're going to be talking about today, how to make all the right choices so that we can, do as much as we can for our lifestyle, you know, because we don't have guarantees. Our lives, we don't have guarantees on our health. So all we can do that is like our guarantee is to continuously work towards making all the right choices as much as we know. And we can read up things and see what's the best thing for us to do. And then if we can continue to apply it, then by the grace of God and everything that we do, we can have, a good life and healthy life for that matter. So, yeah. So any more thoughts of what you think? What was the first thing that came to your mind when you saw the topic, food or meds? Any more um, contribution on that? Okay. Okay, so let's talk about it. Food or med? You know, a lot of experts have been talking about it. Before, look at let's start with what happened with COVID and things like that. Even with COVID, people are making some 360-degree turn around. Now people are beginning to think, how can I live a better life? How can I improve my diet? How can I make all the right choices? People are beginning, the COVID more especially, have shaken us as human beings to think. Most of eating healthy can sometimes help in avoiding medications. Of course, yes. Yeah, on point, Chikeli. Very, very true. You know, look at with this COVID, how it's shaking us to our core and made us see that some of those things that we thought were just like nothing, we're coming back down to think about, how can I improve my life? How can I do the right thing? How can I do this? Thankfully, in almost every aspect of life, it has taught us to think. So today, experts, let's say research actually, because dietitians, doctors, before doctors never talk about food and medicine, they always have focused on medications. But now even doctors will ask you, are you eating? Even now, doctors will refer you to dietitians because they want you to check and see what you're eating and all of that. And there's a reason, if we think about it. Why would my doctor even refer me to a dietitian to check out what I'm eating? That tells you that research is working on this. They've realized that we could actually, like Chikeli said here, eating healthy can sometimes help in avoiding medications. Yes. So, um, very true. So that's the only reason why doctors would refer a patient to go see a dietitian to see their diets. Doctors are checking and asking you, you have to lose weight, you have to eat this, you have to do that, and not just giving you prescription. They still give you prescription because we need prescription. We're not going to forsake prescription. Felicitat, oh my gosh, great to see your name. That is so sweet. Thank you for coming. True, yes. So you're welcome. Give us a thumbs up if you've not already given me a thumbs up. Thank you. So research have shown us that dietary habits can actually influence the risk of diseases in the bodies. So the choices we made on our diet can actually influence the risk of diseases. And you know, when we talk about diseases, there are so chronic ones that everybody is focused on, but we want to even try with the dietary decisions that we make to minimize even the least of it. You know, in as much as certain foods may trigger chronic health conditions, some other foods, however, you know, can actually give us some strong medicinal and protective qualities. That's why we talk about Chimaya, Felicitat. We talk about vegetable vitamins, minerals, and all of those things, you know, micronutrients. We talk about all of those. So, because we want to feed our system so that we can actually begin to, Chikeli said it right here, eating healthy can sometimes help in avoiding medications. And that's what the goal is. I think that should be Fade Kemi. Hello, how are you doing? Thank you for coming. Great to see you, Fade Kemi. So, because all we want to do is to think about it. You know, I call it intentional living. Like even when you're eating your breakfast, you're thinking, what is in my plate? If you're making the food yourself, which is best, it's not the easiest, but it's best because then you know what you're eating. Or if you're in a place where you have to, like you're in a place, but with COVID now, I'm not even sure how buffet is going to work out, but I guess in some of the hotels they would have a waiter to dish the food, so people are not transferring the bacteria, you know, the virus. So, and you know, lots of people actually argue that food could act as medicine, and some people argue that food could never act as medicine. But there is no, you know, you couldn't just say, yes, food, you're not replacing food for medicine. You're not replacing medicine for food. In some cases, people will still get their medicine, their medication. But the essence of this conversation today is to talk about, just to bring the awareness for us to brainstorm and talk about and see, because I'm not going to just be the one talking today. I need your input. If you have any experience or ideas that you want to share with people in the group, it would be nice because we want to just learn and grow together. So although people, you know, some people argue about it. Initially, I told you, I said, even the doctors now. So the doctors, they were the first people that ever argued about it because they would give you medication. But now things are beginning to change. You know, research is focusing to see what are the foods and all of these things. We couldn't just decide, okay, you're just not going to take medications or vitamin, you know, because you're eating. You want to make sure that whatever you're eating has all the nutrients in it. And when you think about the fact that some of the food that the farmers grow do not even have any nutrient in it. So that's another thing for us to even think about. That as you make that decision that, oh, I'm going to replace my med with the food, then you have to make sure that the food you're eating actually have some benefits in it. You know, like diet alone couldn't do it. You know, in some cases, diet could, if you know what you're eating. You know, people will tell you organic food. Personally, you know, I never believed that they were organic food unless I'm buying them like in Canada. Sometimes I trust shops like Sobeys and, you know, some shops, like if I'm going to Superstore, if I'm in Canada, in Calgary, I would sometimes not even trust that their organic food is organic. But it doesn't even follow that way. It doesn't even follow that some shops will sell pure organic and the other ones will not sell. But it was just my mindset. So, but I know diet alone cannot and should not even replace medicine in all situations. It depends on what your situation is. You know, your situation would tell you if, let's say for now, you don't have any issues, no issues whatsoever, and then you're walking the right walk and making all the right choices and choosing all the right food to eat, then you still have to think about going. You have to remember you have to go to your doctor to check out, you know, the doctor will see you like, you know, yearly checkup or 6 monthly checkup, half yearly or whatever it is. You have to make sure that you're actually checking with the doctor, checking all the things that are supposed to be checked. You know, your doctor would know that. Then you can continue to eat healthy as long as you're plugging in with your medical practitioner so that they will make sure that you're on the right track. So I don't know if anybody has anything to say on this. So, but you know what? Even those experts, those people running the research, they're also beginning to think about the link between the mind and the body. Because the mind, you know, when we talk about healing and all of those, we're talking holistic. It's like a holistic thing that for you to really even get the healing or whatever. But the experts are beginning to link the mind and the body because when you're stressed out, it's all in the mind. It's not because sometimes that you're not eating the right food leads to so many things. To those chronic diseases can lead to stress because when you're sick, now you're stressed out. Rose Uzama, you are welcome. Hope you're doing well today. Yes, I am, Rose. Thank you so much. I am doing well. Thank you for coming. We're talking on food or meds. I'm sure you saw the topic. So bring on, if you have any comments, put on your comments so we can all share in it. So because when you do not take, you know, care of yourself and then you get sick, you get stressed out. And it has to do with all of these things are holistic. All of our body parts, everything in us, the organs, they all work together. So experts are beginning to appreciate the link between the mind and the body, you know, because a variety of disorders, such as the stomach upset, the hives, and even heart diseases can be linked to the effect of emotional stress. You see? So when you don't, let's say medication is for sure, the doctors will give you medication. But now we're thinking, what can we do? What is the best thing? We all know. Like, that was why I asked the question. The first time you saw the topic, what was the first thing that came to your mind? And Nena said, choosing the right food to avoid medication. So you see, so instinctively, we want to choose the right food because we don't want to end up living on medication for the rest of our lives, because maybe the food don't have as much side effect as the medications would have. You know, depending on your body. There are people I know that have had blood pressure medicine forever, like for 50 years or even 60 years, and they're still doing well, you know. But there are people that would have it for 10 years and it will have serious side effects on them. So when you hear food or med, I'm sure we all would choose food. But you know for sure, it's easier to actually just take the pill than to cook the food. It's so much easier to just pop it on and take it than to go cooking the food, you know? So, yes, yes, our body parts are all linked. Yes, I think this is so slow. The internet is so slow because the texts come after the conversation. Namdi Fandu, good evening, everyone. Namdi, great to see you. Thank you for coming. Really appreciate your presence. Thanks, Namdi. You know, so yes, Felicitat. You see, the text is the internet is so slow. The body parts are all linked for sure. Yes, yes, they are. Yeah, WLC Namdi. Rose Uzoma. Namdi is not a content creator. So, but definitely, I'm going to talk about everybody. I will introduce all the content. We have content creators in the house. We have people with everybody here is really very great content creator. We have Yamuna was here a long time ago. So she's going to come back. And Deborah was here as well. We have Chikeli Beauty is our fashion skincare experts that we have. You know, she does everything skincare. So if you have not seen her channel, I will really encourage you to look at her channel because she has some very nice things going there. You know, Bartholomew Ganu is a great content creator that do a variety of things. So check out Bartholomew Ganu is a content creator, so that you can connect with them and see what they're doing. And, you know, I tell you what, these YouTubers are really doing great. Rose Uzoma TV, she is, oh my gosh, she has a lot of things going on in that channel as well. You know, from some very special food that she does cook there and some very inspiring messages that she has in her channel. So when you guys can check them out. And then Chikeli Beauty got monetized. Congratulations again, Chikeli Beauty, for your monetization. I'm so glad for you. So medication, Chikeli Beauty is saying that medication has lots of side effects. Yes, yes. You know, it's I'm too busy now. I can't connect to anyone now. Okay, that's fine. That's fine, Rosuzum. I just enjoy the conversation. You know, you can always connect. Let's enjoy the conversation, and we can always connect later. Yeah. So Chikali, medication has lots of side effects. Yes, it does. In as much as, yeah, you're welcome, Chikali. In as much as it is easier to just take the medication, they must have bad side effects. You know, the food has side effects, but we're coming to it. The food also have side effects, but we're going to get to that part of the food section that has, yes, I'm here to listen to healthy tips. Yes, that is so important because I remember that Christian and Merenini had the quote the last time that an unhealthy person has no business with business. I really loved that quotation that he gave us last time. So, yeah, yeah. So, Chikali Beauty, you said something, right? Said, yeah, medication has lots of side effects. That was what you said last. Yeah. Okay. So scientists are actually now investigating, researching on the relationship between stress and the immune function. Remember what happened when we got the COVID? When we got the COVID, you saw how it was like really like it was just like a fire burning up the entire world. It affected so many people because then they said the virus, and we used to always hear virus. And we used to always hear that virus has no medication, especially in the West. Like when you have a viral disease or viral, like you're coughing and things like that, it's viral and there's no medication for it. They will just ask you, you need to rest. So that means it's like your system, your immune system is not really working properly, you know? So scientists are beginning to investigate, the relationship between the stress and the immune system, because you know how we talked about when you don't eat well, then you get sick, or even when you eat well, depending on what you're eating anyway. So you get sick. Once you get sick, you're stressed because when you get sick, you're thinking about it. You're wondering, is this sickness, what is it going to end up to? There was one of the conversation where we talked about why is it that when people know that they are sick and the doctor has given them all these things to do, and yet they don't even follow the instruction. They don't even want to do anything that the doctor has told them to do. Oh, talk about the devil, I just talked about Christian Meranini's quote, and here he is. Good evening, all from Lagos, Nigeria. Christian, you're welcome. Thank you for coming. We're just talking about your quote from the last time, the one that you said that the unhealthy fella had no business with business. I loved that quote, so I was just talking about it before you showed up. So thank you for coming. So there is a link between all of these things. You see, body, mind, soul is all connected. You get sick, you stress about it, your immunity drops, and things start, if care is not taken, everything starts falling apart. So that is why we really, really need to pay attention. We need to pay attention because information is just around us these days that we can just get it. That's why I said to, when we have this conversation, it's almost like because people are contributing their ideas. So you're just getting all this information that you would actually be researching. It will take you time. But here you sit and then people brainstorm and talk about it. And then you can know what part of it do you want to investigate more. Then you can go and focus on that. So that's why it's very good that we're having the conversation to talk about it. Because all of these things are interconnected, related, immune system, stress, the food, the medicine, all of this. So when you choose that you want medication, then you don't need to care because the doctor would surely must give you medication as much as you want. Chizube, baby girl, how are you? Beautiful. Yes, good to be here. I am so glad to have you here. Thank you for coming. So we're talking food and food or med. Food or med, yes, Chizube, thank you. Great to see you. So let us think about something like some of the food that's actually that they give us in medication that we can actually also just eat. Then we have to choose: do we want to eat this food Or do we want just the doctor will just give us the medication? We don't have to think about cooking the food. We just open the whatever it is, pop it, and put it in our mouth, and that's it. Think about everybody talks so much about omega 3 fatty acids. You know, it is a powerful omega 3. You know how people drink the fish oil? It's powerful. We had one of when we lived in Norway, our son, he wasn't even born there. He was going to be born there, but he came in the States. So, but anyways, in Norway, the Norwegian government gives every child a supply of omega-3 fish oil. It's almost like it's almost like a tree of life for them, because that omega-3 fatty acid is, in as much as the big thing everybody tells you that it does is it reduces the blood pressure. A baby doesn't have blood pressure that is going to kill the baby. But they know that the omega-3 fish oil, the fatty fish oil, if you're eating the fish, because some fish have a lot of it, but then some people will drink the oil. And if you have if it's the real extract, then let's say, okay, that oil is good because there's no added additives in it. There is no preservatives. And countries like all those Scandinavian countries, like Norway especially, that was why they didn't want to be part of those, because they just know their country. They know they can maintain and control pollution and all of that, So the government would give every child fish oil. It's like your supply. They would deliver the fish oil, give it to you. My son was drinking fish oil like fish oil was sugar, because it was something that he was given to as a child. So he didn't really feel the bad part of it, because fish oil is really gross. But when you're used to it, just like any acquired taste, like people that eat sushi is acquired taste. Some people don't like it, will not touch it. But when you get used to it, then you begin to like it, So fish oil, people will tell you it reduces blood pressure. So, and that is why the doctors will recommend, the dietitians will tell you about eating certain fish, or even fish. You check out the fish. NK Mercy TV, great to see you here. Thank you for coming, and thanks for that amazing thumbs up. Thank you for coming. We're talking about food or meds, So food or medication, how to make the right choices and decide which way do you want to go, which one is best for our system, which one is more sustainable, So because this omega-3, the omega-3 that you get in the fish, like if you're drinking the oil, I think that is one of those things, like I said, if you know that is the real extract. Yes, if you know that is the authentic thing, then yeah, the fish oil is good. But still, you want to still eat the fish. You want to add, because when you eat the fish, you're not just going to be grabbing the fish. You're going to still improve it with vegetables, which have vitamins. You have to still make it to become a real balanced diet for you. So the fish oil can actually reduce blood pressure and inhibit growth of plaque and in the arteries, like the blockings in the artery. So that's what it kind of cleanses the system. So that's why the fatty fish, they tell you, is one of those that is really high, that the doctors, some people will tell you, it's not like you're going to stop eating red meat, but you don't want to be eating it, and then depending on even how you cook it, can make it even worse for you. So let's talk about I don't know if there's any contribution at this point, so that I'm not the only one talking. Do you have anything to contribute to the what are the best ways? What can we do to make sure that if we're deciding to choose food, then we're going to focus to make sure that we're getting the right balance, the right mixture. Samuel Akaba, thumbs up. Thank you for the amazing thumbs up and thanks for coming. You're welcome. Today we are talking about food or medications, food or meds. That's the topic for today. So we have a lot of non-content creators in the house, and you can connect with the content creators if you want to, but you know what YT is doing these days, so we're really careful. We want to talk and then connect in a very smart way. So let's talk about some of the strategies that would help us to fight unhealthy lifestyle. You know, healthy ways to strengthen the immune system. Because when we talk about food, like I said, when we talk about food and talk about meds, the medicine is straightforward because the doctor would give you the medication like it's easy. You don't have to stress for it. All you need is water and you're good to go. You just drink it. But because we're considering going the better way, when we started this conversation, my first question was, when you saw this topic, what was the first thing that came to mind? And Nena said, choosing the right food to avoid medication. So, and then I don't know if anybody else have any other contribution they want to make now. We can still make contribution on that. But based on what Nina said, that tells me that when you think about food or med, automatically our instinct lean towards food. So we don't want to actually lean towards getting more medication. We want to find a way to, if possible, because science have even proven that some of these chronic diseases can actually be reversed when you make with the right choice of food. You know, I'm not going into that depth in this conversation today, but I can only tell you that science have actually, and they're continuously proving and trying and still investigating on it to make sure, because these days the doctors even recommend for you to go to dietitian and talk to dietitian to make sure you're getting a balanced diet. And they're trying to pull us away from all the processed food and all of these things. So naturally as human beings, we actually want the best thing for us. But the question is it easy? How possible is it? Is it sustainable? Is it something we can do? Because a lot of us, different people have different reasons why they cannot focus and get just healthy food. Some people maybe because they don't want the taste of it, or maybe because they feel it's expensive. Different people have different reasons. It's all different priorities why they don't think that it's best to focus and make all the healthy choices and just, try to do your best, because we don't have guarantees. But still, we have to still do our best to stay healthy, because staying healthy is really the best choice. It's the best choice. And it is a smarter choice if we can do it. It's not easy, like I said. So healthy ways that we can use to strengthen our immune system. So to be healthy, our immune system from COVID has shown us that it is part of being unhealthy. Because when the immune system is down, like I said before, some of you came, we talked about the stress. When you get sick, then you get stressed. And when you get stressed, your immune system start going down. And when it start going down, some people, depending on what it is, you might never recover from it. So that was why you saw so many people drop dead and all of that within a twinkle of an eye, earlier this year. So some of the strategies, some of the things is, when it comes to healthy living, it's the same thing, but maybe in different ways we talk about them. So what are some of the strategies? Number one is do not smoke. Smoking, like cigarette, smoking has proven to have zero good effect. It only has bad effect. So true, stress is a killer. Yeah. Yes, Uzoma. Yeah. I totally agree with you. Stress is a killer. It is like a number one killer because when you're stressed, everything, your immune system is the first thing that is going to drop. So the number one way to strengthen your immune system is to do not smoke. Stop smoking if you're smoking. Find a way to kind of work around it. Find a way to replace that, because I have not seen anywhere where it says that smoking there's a good effect about smoking, apart from giving you the momentary kind of feel me good thing. It's like those things we call happy food that make you happy, food that have sugar, chocolate, all of those. I'm not dark chocolate, because chocolate, it's really, everything is in moderation to get balance. So smoking is the number one thing in everywhere. Go check out anywhere. Smoking is like number one thing. Stop smoking so that you can actually keep your immune system, so that you can actually have a healthy lifestyle. So eat a diet that is high in fruits and vegetables. There was a time, there was the conspiracy theory that fruit has all the bad things, but I don't think there's any side effects that fruits would have that is worse than additives, artificial things, chemicals. Provided that's, we talked about the farmers growing the food that we eat, and we're not even sure what is in the food anymore. But still, I feel that the natural thing would still be the best way. So we talk about fruits and vegetables. We're talking about exercising all the time. Regular exercise would be some of the strategies that we can start putting in place to help us to start finding a way to get rid of the medication, if possible. We're not just going to start doing these things and then if we're already on medication, we can't just stop our medication. We have to stay in touch with our medical practitioner, and they will run tests on us and keep checking us out before they can decide and tell us, you know what, maybe we can reduce your dosage. Those are not decisions that we have to make by ourselves. Those decisions, the doctors have to make them for us. Yes, Uzama, Rose Uzama, but Uzama says some fruits have sugar. Yes, but those sugar are called natural sugar. They are natural sugar because the sugar is in the fruits, and it's not like adding. That's why we try not to add further sugar into it. If you check out some of my smoothies, you could see that I don't add any more sugar because our bodies need sugar. We need the carbohydrate. We need, that's what will give us energy. So we need the sugar, but it's just the excessive sugar. You know how they tell you it's cane sugar? I don't know if it's really cane sugar, even if it is. When if you have the privilege to eat the cash the what is it called, the sugar canes, that is the real sugar canes, you're eating the natural sugar, so it's not processed. You know, it's not processed. I know back home in Nigeria, when we were younger, we used to eat. My mom never gave us sugar. Like sugar was almost like a taboo for her. But she gave us sugar cane once in a while. You know, I even had this saw where I was cutting the sugar cane. I wanted somebody came to my house and the person was like, "Can I get some of the sugar cane? You see this car that I had here." So the person wanted to get some of the sugar cane, and that was the last one. And I was like, mine was because I didn't eat mine right away. So I wanted to. So she wanted to get some of it. So I was trying to cut the sugar cane, and I just cut my hand so deep in. You know, natural sugar. Yes, natural sugar. So Felicitat, you said, okay, let me go. Okay. So Uzoma, so natural sugar, yes, we can. I think natural sugar is good because that's what gives us energy. You know how you drink Coke, your energy spikes like because it has excess sugar. It has sugar that is artificial sugar they put in it. But when you eat things like sugar cane, that is actually the natural sugar. I'm just giving an example. You don't get hyped up because the sugar is natural sugar. And Chizube says, yes, regular exercise is very essential. Of course, you know, the exercise is very, 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 very good. It's like top, good strategy. Felicitat says, absolutely, we need sugar also. Yes, yes. And natural sugar. Yes, Felicitat, yes, I agree with you. So natural sugar doesn't do anything to you, but not like, for instance, when I did the sugar watermelon juice, one of my friends, she was like, "Oh yeah, I just drink it all the time." Like, oh my goodness, no, you can't. You can't just be having, especially for children. If you're a child that, or even you're a young adult that you engage in sports, you're active all the time, you're moving all the time. Yeah, maybe you can eat a lot of watermelon at a time, for instance. But if you're an adult that you're really not that very physical, you're mostly, let's say you go for a run once a day, you can't just come and get the whole big watermelon and just keep eating it like there's no tomorrow. So it's all doing things in moderation, you know. So yeah, natural sugar we can have. It's normal. But we don't have to eat too much. Like something like watermelon has so much sugar in it, and watermelon is so tasty that it's not something you want to eat every day. It's something, even if you eat it every day, that's just minimal. You eat it with thinking about it. How much quantity can I eat at a time, so that you don't even overwhelm your system with the sugar that, even though it's natural sugar. So the other point is maintaining a healthy weight. Me personally, I have all this this theory about weight and things like that. But the doctor will tell you. When you go to see the doctor, oh, Wendy Tots, great to see you. I'm so glad to see you here. How are you doing? Thank you for coming. So I have so many things popping up here. So thank you, Wendy, for coming. So maintaining a healthy weight, I was talking about, the weight when you go to the hospital to see the doctor, the nurses would weigh you. And then if you're getting overweight, the doctor will definitely bring it to your attention. So if you have a weighing thing in your house, it's good to always weigh and see that, especially if you're one of those people that add weight easily. you know. And if you're not able to kind of stay a little bit more focused on, if you're not able to avoid a lot of things, some people can easily avoid eating certain things, and some of us, for sure, we can't. So, so if you know that you are in a habit of, you cannot, control some of the things that will make you start adding more weight, because it's so much easier to add weight than to take it off. So it might be necessary to be checking and seeing that, you're on the right track, going beyond what you want to do, because we all have goals of what we want to achieve. We want to stay at certain weight for ourselves, even if, before the doctor tells you, you even don't want to get to that weight where the doctor will say, oh no, you're too heavy now. I was giving the example of when I was pregnant with my daughter once. My doctor that was in New York, she was like, Chiwendu, you have to add 2 pounds. I'm like, seriously? Like, she was pushing. She's like, you have to eat this. You must add this weight. I'm like, really? Do I have to add the weight? Then after I have the baby, then I'll start thinking of how to take it off. She said, now we have to. I wasn't even watching anything, but I wasn't that person that would just eat anyhow. So she was like, now you have to eat like, you have to eat every 2 hours. She was just pushing. Each time I went in, she's like, Dr. Francilon, she was like, God bless her. She's like, what you want to do, you have to eat. So, but anyways, that was then. Now, now they will tell me to lose weight, you see? So that's how it works. So as soon as you start adding the weight, it's difficult to take it off. But when you don't have the weight, everybody's like, oh, add the weight. So we have to be careful what we ask for. So the other point, peace, Asiruwa 56, Asiruwa, you're welcome. Thank you for coming. Thank you, and thank you for the amazing thumbs up. Really appreciate your presence. Thanks. Thank you. So we have a lot of non-content creators in the house, but I'm going to talk about it because they can check you out, but not now. They can always check you out later to see what you're doing so that they can connect with you, but you don't need to return anything to them. So I'm going to mention all the content creators so that if all our guests want to check out the content creators, then they can do that, but you don't have to return back to them. So we're talking about food or meds. How can we, since the first thing that comes to mind is that we want to make healthy choices. That means we don't want to live on medication. So, and if we don't want to live on medication, then we have to be proactive to start avoiding things that will make us end up in medication. So the other point is if you drink alcohol, I know for some religion, for Christians, they would say no alcohol, or even Muslims, no alcohol. But if you drink alcohol, some of us don't think alcohol is anything bad. It's only when it's excessive. But if you drink alcohol, the experts would tell you that drink in moderation. Drink in moderation. Actually, the suggestion is for women, maybe 1 or 2 drinks a day or so, but not every day. In Canada, they will ask you, oh, how many times do you drink? For men, it's like 2 or 3 a day. You don't want to be excessive. You want to have some balance so that you don't end up harming yourself. And then what I tell people also in alcohol is when you drink alcohol, make sure you feed your system before you drink, because you notice that some people that drink and get drunk a lot is because they've not eaten, because alcohol is not something you want to be drinking when you're hungry or when you have not eaten. Some people have not eaten in a day and then they see alcohol and they jump into it, and that is not healthy at all. So it's always good that we try to eat properly before we start drinking. And then when we drink, we have to drink in moderation, at least one glass or two, for a woman, so that you don't end up, hurting yourself. So the other strategy for us too, because what we're trying to do is to do things that would help us not to be on the other side of the board, on the medication side. Even if we're on the medication side, we want to improve whatever put us in the medication so that the doctor would start considering, oh my goodness, your situation has changed, has improved. That is good report. When you go to see your doctor and they do all these tests and the doctor is smiling, and because the doctors are happy when we do well. Too much of anything is bad and dangerous. Yes, Rosuzama, very true. Yes, absolutely, very true. Yes, yes, is very bad. Yeah, too much of anything, whatever it is. You know, there's more. I always say balance is best in anything we do. So, so um, get adequate sleep. Sleep. You know, some of us like to stay late and then we're watching the movies and then we're not thinking that tomorrow we have to wake early and all of that, and then tomorrow you've not had enough sleep. I'm sure I'm guilty of that. So, but the recommendation is that we get adequate sleep, because when we sleep, our body is resting. Our body is resting. Everything is going to be refreshed and rejuvenated again. And then that's why when you wake up, you feel refreshed. So adequate sleep is a recommendation for us to start doing things that will put us on the better path, so that the medication part would, before we know it, might even end up becoming the things of the past for us. Or we actually start working in such a way that we never get to do the medication part. That is the goal. you know. So avoid infection. We've talked about COVID infection. You know, with COVID, we were introduced to washing your hands. You may not even believe. I have been in in the bathrooms where you see women come in and use the washroom and just walk out of the door. You just be wondering, like, these hands that you just came out of the toilet and you walked out of the toilet like nothing happened. And before you know it, that was before COVID. That's pre-COVID or post-COVID. How do you say it? You see this woman, she just walks out. One time I was traveling in Amsterdam and I was waiting, I was in the bathroom, and this woman was in the toilet for a long time. Then she came out and she just walked to the door. I said, did you see that the water is here? you know, because I could not believe. I actually called her back. I said, the tap is here. She said, which tap? I said, for washing hands. That was before COVID, because I was so shocked that somebody could be in the toilet and come out and not wash their hands and just go. So actually, the recommendation is that we wash. To avoid infection, we have to actually wash our hands. And you see what happened with COVID. COVID came and taught us that cleanliness is not classic. That cleanliness is actually what the Bible was saying, that cleanliness is next to godliness. So cleaning your environment and washing your hands and doing all of that is not being sophisticated. It's actually just doing the right thing for you and for the people that you might go touching their food or touching their face or touching them. Then you're pushing your infection to those people. So when I saw washing your hands, I'm like, yeah, washing your hands is one of the strategies. Mothers are strong. Sleep. Yes, I get you. I get you, Roses. I know you have the new baby right now. Don't worry, the Lord is your strength. And you know, I still believe that. So let me finish reading what you said. You said, mothers are strong, sleep. I wish I can have enough as required by my body. God, I thank you. Yes, I like that your last phrase there. God, I thank you because I believe that this, for the father women, we were given the gift of childbirth. The Lord that gave us that gift, will keep us strong for it, you know. And that is why they tell, like, if because you have the leisure that you don't have to wake up in the morning and go to work. Think about those people that they are they have to wake up after they have their babies. Some people don't even get maternity leave. Then before you know it, they have the baby like in a week or 2 weeks or so, they have to go back to work. But for you, who you thankfully you have the leisure to take care of your baby for now. So you can actually plug in to sleep when the baby is sleeping, you know. That's the only way. Otherwise, you can't even get any sleep because the baby doesn't know that you need sleep. The baby will just be crying when the baby wants to cry because baby doesn't care what is happening to anybody. You know, babies are selfish until they grow. COVID-19 taught us personal hygiene. Yes, it does. Very does. So at this point, okay, let me just finish this. So then the last point is to try to minimize stress. You know, we talked about the stress that we get from being sick. Because when you're sick, then you're thinking, now you're worried, then you're stressed. There are other stress that come our lives our way that we actually maybe we could have avoided or tried to control. Because the thing is this, like the way I do mine is I try not to stress for things. I can stress for it right there and I'll talk about it. I like to talk about it when I don't like what is going on. So I talk about it and then it's done for me. But once I've not talked about it, then it's not done until I talk about it. And I think about life like this. The things you cannot control, why stress about them? The things you cannot control, for sure, yes. When you hear something bad news or something that is not that you don't like, the first thing you're gonna think is, you know, you're gonna say, this, what is this? You're gonna worry, but then you're not gonna realize and say, if I cannot change it, I have to find a way to not let it bother me. Because letting it bother you, you know, it's like you're just hurting yourself. So that's the way I actually treat to avoid. Maybe initially when I was doing that, I wasn't thinking of stress, but now that we all talk about stress all the time, I think it's helping me to not really get stressed out because for sure when we live in this world, things are bound to happen. Flower Rose, good morning from your end. You're in Toronto, isn't it? Thank you for coming, Flower Rose. Thank you so much. How are you doing? Great to see you here. Great to see you here to show support for sure. You are great. Thank you. Really appreciate you, girl. Very appreciate you. Thank you so much. Thank you. So we're talking about food or meds. So, and the first thing that came to mind, one of the ladies, Nena, she contributed that when she saw the topic was how to make the right choices, choosing the right food to avoid medication. So, so that told us that we all actually, almost all of us, I'm sure, if we have to vote now, what do you prefer? Do you prefer? Can we even talk about that? Like, if you're in this house and you would prefer to have medication over food, could you indicate? Let's see. the number of people that would actually prefer medication over food. Before, I don't want to make the wrong assumption. Let me see, how many people do we have? We have 7 people watching. So if you're here, and I just want to get, I just, I don't want to make the wrong assumption that everybody here wants food over medication, because I know for sure medication is easier. You don't have to think about how to cook the food. You know, medication, you just think about your water. You know, you just bring your water and you drink. Uzama says food. Uzama, yeah, for sure, food. Me too, I say food. For me, it is food. You know, for me, it is food. Yeah, food. Let me type mine. For me, it is food. Uzama, I regret medication. You don't like medication. I prefer food more than meds. Yes, peace, Asiruwa. Yeah, me, I prefer food, in as much as food takes more time, you know, food take more time. You have to even think about what you're going to make, and all of that is actually, oh my goodness, health issues with Deborah. You're here. Wow, nice to see you. So we need your brain. You are the health girl as well. So we are talking, what do you prefer, food or medication? I don't want to make the wrong assumption that everybody here prefer food, because we're talking about one of the ladies, Nena, she had said that when she saw the topic, she thought about best way to make the right choices so that you don't get into medication. So I was assuming that everybody would prefer food over medication. Then all of a sudden I'm like, no, on a second thought, I'm thinking, I don't want to assume. So I want to know how many people here prefer food or you prefer medication. Deborah, any day, okay, any day you prefer food. Yeah, me too, I prefer food, in as much as food is more work. You have to think about what you want to cook, you know, you know. So hope you're good, man. You look beautiful and I love your yellow dress. You're saying that again. You said that, Uzoma. Thank you. I'm very good there. I'm very good. Yes. Yeah. Yeah. So actually, so we've talked about some of the strategies that we can use to avoid medication, or even for the doctor, that our medical practitioner, to have some good report for us and say, oh my goodness, your blood pressure is going down. What have you been doing? It's so funny how the doctor is the one giving you, because when I talk with my friends, the doctor is the one giving you this medication. And so why would they be asking you, what have you been doing, when they already giving you the medication for the high blood pressure? So they're asking you, Chikeli Beauty, this is really educative. Thank you, Chikeli. Thank you. Yamuna Tamang, thank you. I love you. I love you too, Yamuna. Thank you so much for coming. Thank you. Really very glad to see you here. Very happy that you're here. So the doctor is asking you, the doctor is already giving you prescription on blood pressure, high blood pressure, and then he's asking you, what have you been doing? So does it mean that the doctor doesn't trust the medication that he's giving to you, or what? So that was what I was asking one of my friends, that said the doctor was asking her what she has been doing, because her blood pressure, the cholesterol was reduced, the blood pressure was going down. I said, why didn't you ask the doctor? Were you not the one that gave me prescription? So why are you asking me what I have been doing? because she has been taking this cholesterol medicine for years. And then all of a sudden, she decided to change her lifestyle without telling the doctor that she was changing her lifestyle. But she was still, I said to her, be drinking your medicine because you cannot take yourself off your prescription unless your doctor take you off it, just to know that you're on the safe side. So when she went in, the doctor was like, oh, when she did her test, she went for this checkup and they did all this, ran all these blood tests and everything. And the doctor was like, what have you been doing? I'm like, seriously? You would have asked him. Well, you're the one that has been giving me this prescription for all these years. And then all of a sudden, you're the one asking me, what have I been doing? So because she decided to change her lifestyle, then things started to change for her, you know. So actually there were things I didn't talk about. Whole foods acts as medicine to heal. I was going to talk about whole food. I wasn't going to go into the nitty-gritty of all the food. I was just going to use it as a collective name, whole foods. When we talk about whole foods, all those like wheat and all these things, what they actually do, I missed that. I was going to talk about that when we were talking about when we say food as medicine, what do we mean? What can we be eating? So the research have actually talked about that whole food acts as medicine to heal and protect the body, and at the same time, they are the things that would help to boost the immune system. And however, when the body is filled with if you feed your body with things like we talked about artificial remedies like processed food, like if you're in the habit of eating like processed food all the time, and when we say processed food, we can still buy processed food, but we mostly focus on all this drive-through food, like you eat McDonald's all the time. That's all you eat. You're eating hot dogs. Like sometimes I just feel like when you have young kids, that's what they like. They like hot dogs. They like burgers. But it's also good to find a way to introduce some of the other things that would help them to have a little balance, because the children, even me growing up as a child, I was crying all the time because my mom, everything she cooked had all this vegetable in it and it was just driving me crazy. I didn't understand it. Then when I had my own kids and my kids would not even want to eat like me as a child, they were so fussy. So I had to find a way. And then I would add things secretly I made a lot of smoothies so I could add all the flaxseed. And my husband would ask me, what did you add into this? Once I make it, he will ask me, what did you add? Because I know there's no way this is just blueberries and raspberries and strawberries. What else did you add into it? Because I would sneak in, all the different little things into it. Like mostly flaxseed was my go-to place, I'll add it in and all of that. But the kids, they would never know that I added that because I was looking for a way to make sure that even though they were getting those, because once in a while we like to just give them the treats, But now my kids, they don't even want to go to McDonald's. When you tell them, they say, one time I said, let's go to, what did I say we should go to? My son is like, Mom, I don't want to eat that. I said, what? You don't want to eat that? Why? He said, Mother, who eats that? I said, what do you mean who eats that? You had it now. At least you had it then and you don't want to have it anymore. That's good. So, so when you feel your body or you all you eat is processed food, additives, chemicals, preservatives, what happens is that the immune system will start going down because these things actually hinder or lower the extent that the digestive system, it can actually hinder your system in such a way that even your digestive system will start to slow down. all these added additives, all these chemicals, all these preservatives. So that is why I still, when I think it was one person in the chat had said natural. Yeah, it was Felicitat. She said natural sugar, still natural. It's like eating an apple. One apple is still way beyond drinking the apple juice. And when I say apple juice, you can make your own apple juice. At least that's your apple juice. Or you go to a hotel or a restaurant where the fresh juice they make, they don't add sugar to it. There's no added additives. It's just fresh juice, pure fresh juice. But if you choose the raw apple, even though it has sugar, like Rose Zoma was saying, it's still natural. It's natural. You cannot compare it to when it's all added, all these chemicals and all of these things, because those things have very long lifespan. They stay in the shelf for a long time. So they have to preserve them. They have to put preservatives. They know that the world loves sugar. They have to add sugar to it. And sometimes they tell you, oh, it's not even sugar. They add, there was one they used to call saccharin in those days that even in Nigeria growing up, they would add it into some things, and then now they have different little powders that they tell you, oh, if you don't want sugar, add this. I think those ones are even worse because they're additives, they're preservatives, they're chemicals. We don't even know what they are. So staying natural, in my opinion, is the best way to start working towards staying away from meds. But we can have, when I said, when I talked about the fact that the farmers, we're not even sure what they're growing unless you're really eating organic food that the nutrients. And really, also, even when they tell you it's organic, depends on where the seeds are coming from. Because the seed is the real thing. Because whatever you sow is what you're going to get. If you sow seeds that are already genetically modified, you're going to get genetically modified products. So even knowing where the seeds are coming from is even so key, so essential that that, like even, how we grow some of those things by ourselves, in our backyard. You want to know that the seed of whatever you're growing is the natural seed. You want to know that it's the natural seed. That is the real seed that is not already modified. Because, I don't even know where this world is going to. Because a lot of things have been so modified and I don't understand. So yeah. So that's, who has something to add to this? I said I'm not going to be talking, but look at me, I keep talking and talking and talking. So let's, Rose Uzoma, that is you. I said some preferred medication to eating healthy. That's okay. That's why I said some preferred medication to eating healthy. Yes. Yeah, because medication is easier. Rose Uzoma, isn't that what you mean? Medication is easier. You don't have to think about it. You don't have to think of how to cook the food. All you do is just get your water and even maybe your Coke or your Sprite or whatever you use. Some people use any kind of thing to drink it. You just drink it and that's it. So it is really easier. So to have to eat food is more difficult. Healthy issues, the excessive intake of those meds eventually have side effects. Yeah, we're talking about that. Deborah, yes. Thank you for saying that. Yeah, they have side effects, because we were saying before you came that, we know food will have side effects because they are food. So, and those additives would be the side effects that we get from the food because when you start eating their food, they're not medication, but they are food. So if the food we eat has all this processed food, they have additives, they have preservatives, they have all of this, and we eat them, because some food for sure will have some preservative and we eat them, but it's like in a minimized way. It's not like those are the things like when we drink things like, for instance, all those canned milk, the like the carnation milk, the liquid milk, the one in the little can. I know a lot of ethnic people like to use those for their coffee. They're not fresh milk. Like those will have preservatives in them, but they're not something that you eat all, like they're not like something you eat in a large quantity. They're not something that you would say it's not like a burger that you might decide to eat all the time, you know? So even with those, because they're not something you eat all the time, you don't eat them in a bigger quantity, yeah, maybe they won't have a lot of side effect on you. But for sure, when it's all additives and chemicals and preservatives and all of this, for sure. So thank you, Deborah, for saying that excessive intake of those. Yes, excessive when it's too much. Too much of everything is bad. Yeah, so balance is the key, I believe. So they talked about, the expert also talked about what are the best food for, what are the best disease fighting food, you know? The recommendations are like things like greens, you know. We already talked about fatty fish. We talked about omega-3 and all of those things. The greens, the vegetables, the minerals, foods that all these natural foods contain all of this because they are loaded with vitamins. All the greens, there are so many greens depending on where you are. If you're in Africa, we have so many kinds of greens from different kinds of leafy green vegetables that you can access depending on where you are. So that's why I don't want to name them because I know this is an international forum. People are all over. Some of those greens that you can get in a place like Nigeria, you couldn't get them in a place like the US or Canada. We can't access those. So, but when you come to a place like Saudi Arabia, it's almost like you're getting everything because they have like everything from everywhere. They have even some of those vegetables that you couldn't even imagine that you would see outside Africa. They have everything. So that's why I don't want to name and say these are the leafy greens, but leafy greens could go from lettuce to whatever. The darker ones, the darker the better. That's the darker ones, the better they are. Because they contain the vitamins, the minerals, they contain the beta carotene, the vitamin C, which is so good for us, folates, the ions, the magnesium, the carotenoids, and the antioxidants, all of these things, So that's how your body. So we ask ourselves, we want our bodies to fight these diseases, correct? I said that because I know some people that are spending thousands on medication because they were told it will make them feel full. Really? Rosuzoma. So the medication is not because of any sickness, just because they won't feel hungry. Correct? Wow. That is interesting. I've never heard about that. I just want to confirm. Can you confirm what you're saying? The medication is because they were told it will make them feel full. So are they watching weight, or is it so they feel full then they don't feel hungry so that they can watch weight, or why? Why is that? And I'll wait for you if you're typing in. So we talked about, washing hands and all of that because our bodies fight disease. Our bodies, God made the bodies to fight against all of this. And we want to protect this body by making sure we feed the body with the right thing. We put the right thing inside it so that the body can actually have antibodies that would help us to fight. Instead of bringing things into the system that would actually destroy the immune system that we have, you know. So, um, Uzam, are you typing it? Because I don't want to go from it and then come back so that I'm so curious. I want to know if the people are taking the medication because they are dieting. So they're taking the medication so that they can stay slim or maintain a certain weight. Okay, let's continue. Whenever you type it, then we go with it. So, so actually, some experts are also saying that people's health is not summarized by how much medication or test that they take. It's actually affected by how much you maintain the body, because it's not by the medication you take, because you can be taking all of those medication. You remember when I said Slay Ibuwa, you are welcome. Hello, host. Good evening. Good evening, Slay. Nice to see you. Thank you for coming. Yeah. Give us a thumbs up, please. Thank you. We're very glad to have you here. You're welcome. So today we are talking about food and meds. So we're talking about how we can navigate ourselves to go towards staying healthy, so that we don't end up or stay in, having medication all the time. Maya Lizzie, hello here. You're welcome, Maya. You're welcome. Thank you for coming. Thank you so much for coming. Yeah, Slay, thank you. Thank you for the amazing thumbs up. Really appreciate it. Maya, thank you for coming. So, yeah. Okay. Yeah. So it's not even about how much medication you take or buffering. Buffering. What is that? What is buffering? Buffering. Yes, they want to lose weight. Okay, that explains it. So these people are not eating because they don't want to eat, because eating will make them grow fat and add weight. So instead, they will just take their medication. That's their choice. But because they're not thinking, and I'm sure most of those medications will tell you, they would actually write in a very fine line, the very tiny part of the fine lines, that it has all the side effects. But when they're discussing with you, they're not telling you about all the side effects. But once people are adults and they have information, it's up to them to decide which way they want to go. You know. Yeah. Yeah, Wendy thought. So you're talking about the weight loss. Yeah, because the all those medications have its side effect. But I guess it's easier for these people to just take the prescription, because they don't have to think about cooking. And these days people don't really want to cook anything. People just want to do the easy way. Like I said, cooking is more difficult. Food is more difficult than taking medication, because medication you don't have to think about it. The doctor already told you how many medication you can take. All you need to do is to remember, or it's written on the prescription. You just look at it. You take 2 tablets here. I've seen somebody that will take like up to 30 medication, but that one is different, because it's not their fault. They're sick. But if they decide to start making some changes, actually, it helps. And that's why we're talking about this, so that we can all brainstorm on it, and then we'll see how can we work towards doing the right thing for ourselves. Because at the end of the day, we have to make that decision to walk the walk, because it's not an easy walk though. So so it's not really just about all the prescription or medication. Uh-huh. Did what happened? It went away. Hello, everybody. Is it? Are you guys still there? I don't know what happened. I don't know what happened. It went away, but it came back. Are we still there? Yeah. I'm not sure what happened. Just hello. Yeah, hello, Slay. It just died off. Like, I'm not sure what happened. It just cut off. So luckily it came back. Yeah. So so I was saying before this line went off, let me see how many people are here. Okay, we still have the people here, no problem. Okay. Yamuna, thank you. Thank you so much. Health issues. Yes. Oh my gosh, you guys are still there. Wendy thought about, yes, I'm here. Yeah, thank you all so much. Love you all. Thank you guys for the support. I really appreciate it. So we're talking about the fact that, some studies have shown that it's not about the people's health is not actually summarized by how much medication or how much tests they do or whatever. It's actually what affect our health is the things we do, because you can be taking those medications. Remember when I said a friend of mine that had been in high blood pressure medication for actually cholesterol. She was in cholesterol, high blood pressure for many years. I think she said like 15 years or something like that. Then recently she decided to make a little change in her lifestyle. And when she went into the hospital, because I said to her, don't stop your medication. The doctor has to advise you. So the best thing is to keep going to the hospital and insist that you do, like every 3 months, you do a test so that the doctor will check the cholesterol level and see what is going on there. Because high blood pressure sometimes could be hereditary, but still we can still work towards how to reduce it. Yeah, I know, Rosuzama, the thing just went off and luckily it came back. I didn't have to start a new one. So he just says something went wrong. He says there was an error, but he said I should try. So I tried, it came back. So I don't know. So so then she decided to, make some adjustments in her lifestyle. And she went to the hospital and then she ran the test. She went the first 3 months and the doctor ran the test. The blood pressure was coming down, the cholesterol was reduced. And then she now went again. So she was almost like, I'm going to stop. I said, no, you can't stop. You cannot stop. Those are not decisions you make because you don't want to put yourself in a harm's way. Since it's been helping you, even though the doctor kept telling you it's going up all the time, each time they increase the dosage, you know? So for all these many years, the doctor only increased the dosage, and I don't know why it never came down until she decided, okay, you know what, I'm going to change a little bit in my lifestyle. So she did the first 3 months, and then, yeah, Yamuna, thank you. And then she did the second. So after the first 3 months, the doctor was like, oh, it came down. So she now, so I encourage her not to stop the medication, continue the medication until the doctor, so that you can keep checking it. Because maybe if you stop the medication, then the doctor is going to be upset with you and all of that, and for your own health too. So now when she went for, so the next 3 months, she went again and insisted that the doctor run the test. So the doctor was like, what have you been doing? You know, the cholesterol was almost like dropped. And she was like, so I said, why didn't you ask the doctor? He's the one, doesn't he believe in the prescription that he's been giving you all these years? You know, doesn't he believe in it? Why is he asking you, what have you been doing, when he's the one that has been giving you the prescription? You know, she was just laughing. She said, maybe next time you come with me. I said, no, I'm not going with you. But if the doctor is asking you, what have you been doing? You're going to tell him, but first of all, you're going to ask him, you've been giving me this prescription for almost how many years? And now you're asking me, what have I been doing? So what do you think I've been doing? You know, it's just so funny. So when I saw that, you know, when this research was saying the summary, it's not about all of those, all of the medications and all of these things. It's about what you are doing. Because even the medication that they're giving you, you have to actually help your medication to work best for you. You know, you have to help your medication, you know. So how much sleep are you getting? Do you do any kind of exercise at all? You know, you have to think about all of these things, because those are the things that would help even your medication to even work for you, you know. Because if you are in a medication, if you have medication and you want to come off it, you can't just take off the life what do they call it, life support. You can't just take it out. You have to know that when you take out the life support, there are consequences. You know, it's either you're taking out the life support because now you don't want to try anymore, or you're taking out the life support because you know that things are better, so you don't need it to support your life. So when you are in medication, it's up to you to see what can I do to make sure that I'm going to improve this. Because the reason why the doctor is putting somebody on medication is because they want you to improve, and you have to help yourself, you know. So it's up to us to see how much we want to help ourselves. So how much sleep are you getting? How much exercise? I'm not talking about Uzoma who has a baby, then the baby needs you, because a newborn baby is selfish. The baby doesn't know that you're not sleeping. The baby just know that when they're hungry, they're going to cry. When they're wet, they're going to cry. That's the only language they know. So now, he who gave you the ability to have the baby will give you the strength to stay awake and try your best to get some sleep when the baby is sleeping. Whenever the baby is sleeping, key into that and sleep. You know, key into that and sleep. And then you have to start looking for a way to help the baby to have a routine, because once you don't put the baby on a routine, then when I had a friend of mine, I wish she's in this thing, she would just laugh, because then we lived in Aberdeen, and she had her daughter in October. I'll tell her to watch this. She had her baby in October, and I had my daughter in December. And we had our first child go to the same school, the same nursery school. They were 3 years old. So when I had my baby in December, she had hers in October. So in January, when we came back to school, and we're good friends. So when we came to school that morning to drop off the babies, she's like, Chinwe, your eyes are not red. Why? Did you sleep? I said, what do you mean did I sleep? She said, like your baby, like how come you feel relaxed? I said, because the baby has to sleep. She said, what did you do? I said, I didn't do anything. But I'm not going to wake the baby up every 2 hours to feed my baby. She said, you're not? That's mean. I said, why would I wake my baby up every 2 hours? Because what she was doing was she wakes her baby up every 2 hours. This baby is deep asleep. She's going to wake this baby up to breastfeed the baby every 2 hours. I'm like, what is that about? I'm not doing that. I will give my baby a good hot warm bath, very warm bath. I make sure the baby sleep really towards later part of the night. So around 10 p.m., I'll give my baby a very good warm bath and feed my baby and bundle this baby. The baby will sleep till 6 a.m. or sometimes, or even 5, because the baby feels cozy, and I'll just put the baby to sleep. That baby was sleeping like 6 hours. So she couldn't believe it. She's like, Chinwe, you're so mean. You're so mean. You like I said, like, what are you talking about? I'm not gonna wake my baby up every 2 hours to feed the baby. Yeah, maybe the first week. Maybe the first week the baby will cry when the baby is hungry. If the baby is not hungry, I'm not going to wake the baby up to feed the baby. But once the baby is up, I'm going to attend to the baby. So she was like doing this, and then her baby was 1 year old. This baby did not have any routine. The baby was still waking her up. And she's like, Chinwe, like, what am I going to do? I said, feed your baby every 2 hours. It's your choice. Me, I choose not to feed my baby every 2 hours so that I can actually get a little sleep. So sometimes, if the baby lets you, you can put the baby in a routine. But if the baby doesn't let you, it's different. But I'm not going to be waking the baby to feed the baby. So that was it for my friend. She will so laugh, because she always laughed about it. She's like, later she's like, I don't even know why I was waking my baby up every 2 hours. I said, you're a kind mother. You're more kind than me. I didn't think it was. And my doctor, I asked the doctor, I said, no, don't wake the baby if the baby is not sleeping. The pediatrician, she said, no, you don't need to wake up the baby if the baby is sleeping. Allow the baby to just make sure the baby is sleeping well, and nothing is suffocating the baby. Allow the baby to sleep so that they can actually get into a routine. But when you're waking them up, that means you're disrupting their routine, and then they're going to disrupt you. So the other thing was how much stress they shoulder. Like we talked about stress in the beginning. Stress is one of those things that help us with our health and healthy living. If you are in the habit of stressing for everything, you stress for everything. Things you can change, things you cannot change, you're going to stress for them. Actually, for the topic of stress, I'm going to bring I'll just look at it now. I'm going to bring a psychologist in to talk to us about stress. I think I was looking at the topic. We're going to talk about stress and medical and mental illness. So she will be coming. She's one of the professors in A&M University in the States. So we're just going to have her on one of these days, because the topic of stress, because of this COVID, and even with this Christmas and everything that is going on now, and the COVID is not going away, it's coming back. People are really stressing about it, So, Chikeli Viti, is it funny, me and my friend, how she's waking her baby and I'm not waking my baby? Is that what you mean by very funny? It's so funny. That was many years ago. Those babies are now grown ups, and the other day she was talking to me. She's like, Chinwe, I don't even know why I was waking up my baby. I said, some things we learn, but I know I didn't want to wake up my baby, because I asked my pediatrician. I said, is it necessary to wake up the baby? She said no. So after that, I said, no, I'm not going to wake her up. Let her sleep. And that baby slept like crazy. She slept. If you finish feeding her and say, Chimney, sleep, she will just sleep. It was like, she was just like sleepy. So how much stress that you shoulder actually affects your mental being, your emotional being, because when you're not sleeping, when you're stressing, it affects everything in you. It affects your immune system, it affects everything start going down the drain. So we really need to find a way to avoid stress. So because stress is a really hot topic right now, so that's why I'm going to bring in somebody to talk about, an expert in stress, and mental illness and all of that, to kind of talk to us about stress. So when I post that, if you have any question, you can, pose your question so that we can add it to the questions that she's going to answer when she come on board. So the other thing, health issues, trauma. Yeah. Thank you. Slay says, whoa. Yeah. Yeah, it's really funny. It was, when your parents, you guys are experimenting. The kids are our guinea pigs. We experiment. Good night, sis, my pretty sister. Yeah, thank you so much, Yamuna. I really appreciate you always, always, always. Thank you. Have a good night. Yeah, so the other thing about healthy living is what you eat in every meal. We've talked about food. I can't stop talking about food because um, science has shown that food has 80% of healthy living. Exercise is there, everything, but the food we eat go a long, long, long way to helping us stay healthy. So what you eat, the sleep, the exercise, the stress that you take. So we have to try our best to minimize stress, to avoid, even stress will come because we are in life, we do life. So things will happen in our lives that we don't even expect. Things will happen, random things will come up, but it's up to us to start thinking of a way to not let these things weigh us deeper. I always, when I talk with my friends and my siblings, I always tell them, if you know that when you don't discuss those things that bother you, that it doesn't really bother you, then don't talk about it. But if something is going on and you never want to even discuss it with your friend who is doing something you don't like, but yet when they're not there, you're not happy, then you're hurting yourself, because dialogue can reduce stress. If somebody is doing something you don't like to you, think about it. If it doesn't bother you, then leave it alone. But if it bothers you, talk to that person, have a dialogue with them. Tell them, this thing you're doing is not good for me. It's bugging me. It's doing this to me. Try to explain to them in such a way that they can actually have some empathy and think about it. Then if they continue to do those things, the same thing over again, then they're purposely doing it. Then it's up to you to now at that point decide on how to handle it. But if you never discussed anything with your friend who is hurt you, or your sibling, or your whatever, your relationship, or even your parents, you've never discussed how you're not enjoying whatever they're doing, how would they even know? How would they even know that those things are bugging you? So I think we need to start reducing our stress by trying to deal with those things that cause the stress. Because the one thing is to identify what are the problems. When you identify the problems, the reason why Secret Service go to identify, or to FBI go to follow somebody and see who is the criminal, is for them to know and then deal with it. But if you now go and investigate it and then you don't deal with it, you have to make a decision. When you tell the person, okay, I don't like what you're doing, and this, you have a dialogue, nice dialogue. You know, it's not a quarrel until, you talk to them. This thing, I'm not enjoying it. It's hurting me. Then at that point, then you can decide, now I have talked to them. You would actually, I tell you what, you first of all, you'll be at peace. You have peace, knowing that you have discussed the issue. Because when you don't discuss the issue, it's a heavy thing on you, because you're thinking, do they even know? Why are they even doing this? Do they even know they're doing this to me? But when you talk to them, and then from what you listen, see what they say, then they're going to tell you, okay, I didn't even know that I hurt you. Then you see what steps are they making to stop doing the same thing. Because people can hurt you in different ways. But if it's on the same thing every time, then the person is a pathological problem. Then you have to now decide, okay, maybe this person cannot change. Maybe I have to be the one to change. Then that will be your choice to make, to decide, okay, you cannot change them, I have to change my own. So I can decide not to hold on to it because I don't want it to stress me, since they're doing it purposely. So it's, for stress, I think there are so many ways that we can manage stress, but I think it's good to bring somebody who is an expert to talk about it, so that we can ask questions, because stress is huge. With this COVID, people are lonely, people are depressed, and it's all of this. Depression, all of them just go under the same umbrella. Each one affects the other one. And when you're stressed, depressed, then immunity is going down. Because what happens is, when you're depressed, you're stressed, all of it, almost they're the same parents. They all work hand in hand. One affects the other. So it's a very sensitive issue that we need to, it's a heavy topic, because whatever you eat, if you're stressed, it's still not going to be the same. It's like, in those, when they tell you the saying that even if you're in a place where you're not happy, it doesn't even matter what you eat, because it may never even digest, because you will never feel like peace. Chikeli, yes, I understand totally. I really appreciate that you came today. Thank you so much. Thank you. We'll catch up later. Thank you. I have to go now. Kids are back from school. Oh, okay. So you guys are in school? I thought you guys were also doing online. Okay. In Ireland. Okay. Okay. Take care. God bless. Talk to you soon. Yeah. So yeah. So I'm almost concluding on this topic. Yeah. So the last thing I want to say is about, when you think about how efficient some of the drugs that they give us for diseases, think about it. Why won't we even think about how to focus and eat good food? Maya, who wanna grab me? I will return after. So yeah, but why not use return in full? Just shorten the words and all of that. I have most of the people here. So health issues, Chikali Beauty. Do you have Chikali Beauty? Chikali Beauty is into fashion. If you grab her, she will return. She will get back to you. But I think if you want to do that, I always recommend that if you go to somebody's house to really do the full video, because most of the people here want to do genuine. So if you want to do, if you want to connect with anybody, it's always good to take your time. And then, if you do the full video for them, definitely they will get back to you. Rose, you know Maya already, correct? Yeah, because you guys were chatting. Do you know, Maya, do you know Yamuna? Yamuna left, but Yamuna will return to you as well, I think. Deborah, healthy issues for sure. She would. She's very good. She's organic. Yeah. So just if you guys are connecting, please, it's very good to connect with anybody very full, because otherwise they will end up even losing what they have before. And you don't want that for anybody at this time. So, correct code 6. Hello, you are welcome. How are you doing? Great to see you. All right, yes, yes, yes. So, if you want to connect, because now people are so scared of connecting, because if people go to your house and connect with you wrongly, you end up losing what you have. So, so instead of losing what you have, you say, you know what, I would rather just stay how I am. Yeah. So if you want to do it, let's do it properly. So think about it. You see a lot of people that have different diseases. Like even type 2 diabetes. They are taking all this prescription. Think about it. How effective are those drugs? How effective? How can somebody be taking a prescription for something forever? Like, what is this about? Is it not supposed to actually be taking it away? Okay, health issue. Okay. But if you guys get, I think the best thing is always when you go because anybody that came to this house, they would be checking they will see their message and they will get back to you. So if you get, like what I do is, if I go and get, some people never even care to get back to you anyway. I have so many people like that I have seen them and I just connect with them on their first video, watch it fully and connect with them. They never, even when you tell them, they will never get back to you. So, but I believe the people here, like I'm talking about it now so that people, even if we're not thinking about it, let's think about it. Somebody go to your first video and you see that this person came and left messages for you and all of that. And why won't you click on the link and see if you're connected with that person? I think that would be the best thing for us to do to support each other. You see somebody can come to watch all your videos. Why won't you click on the link and see if you were connected? Even as YT is taking off things, maybe they've even disconnected you guys. You can go and click and see if they are still connected. So that's why it's always best, unless you have connection with the person, to always watch the video that is the latest one, because that one they will be seeing, right? Not like somebody like me who would go through even my older videos to see what's going on there. Yeah, Cheesy, great to see you. Thumbs up. Thank you so much for the amazing thumbs up, Cheesy. Thank you for coming. We were talking about food or meds. We're almost concluding, but we have a lot of amazing people and non-content creators in the house as well. Oh my goodness. Wow. Oh my goodness, bros. Wow, great to see you. Good and balanced food keeps you away from meds. Wow. We need your input in this because you are the guru of food. Wow, great to see you. Welcome, Chikeli. Yeah. Thank you, bros, for coming. Really appreciate your presence here. Fadekemi, I think she left. Yeah. So we're just concluding, I was just saying that think about how, people take all this, like my friend, people take all these prescriptions for years and they keep taking it. You keep taking it. It's like endless thing. You never stop, So are these prescriptions not supposed to be reducing the symptoms or the disease? But instead, it becomes your daily bread. So when you think about it that way, for instance, think about diseases like the type 2 diabetes. There was this guy who now started researching on healthy food because he had type 2 diabetes and lost one of his fingers because he got very chronic, So now he's focusing on doing healthy diets to see how he can actually get himself out of this. So you see people take all these prescriptions forever. They never come off it unless they make a decision to go and take some change their lifestyle. That's when you see that those prescriptions begin to work for them. But if somebody is taking the prescription and they don't even bother, they still do all of the things that cause them to even get in that situation in the first place, I don't think they ever bounce back from it. I don't think they would ever get weaned from the prescription. Instead, the doctor will be increasing the dosage each time they go for a doctor's visit. So I think that what we should do is to help ourselves by making the right choices. If somebody is having a heart disease, you're on prescription, start looking for what are the healthy ways that I can start applying into my life so that the doctor will wean me from this prescription. Even hypertension, cancer, all of these things. As they're treating you, you're trying to change your lifestyle, because that's why the doctor would even refer you to a dietitian and all of that, so that you can improve on whatever you eat. So I would think, like the question we asked at a time in this chat, I was asking, what's easier, food or med? Food is not as easy as taking the prescription. So maybe that's why. Like the example that Rose Uzo gave, people that would rather be taking prescription for weight loss instead of trying to plan and decide and make right choices. Everybody wants it easy way. But unfortunately, we cannot win when we have to eat our cake and still have it. So we have to choose to either give up the cake or we have to make a decision. So it's easier to pop the pills than to eat healthy meal, because even the healthy meal, some people say is expensive, but they don't care if they spend the money on drugs. And it's not easy. So I'm open to conversations, and good and balanced food keeps you away from meds. Yes, bros, that is so true. Very, very true. So it's up to us to make right decisions and choose what we want. Yeah, so now I want everybody to brainstorm on this. Let's bros, are you still here? Are you still here? Welcome, Cheesy. Cheesy shared you. Oh my goodness, Cheesy. Oh wow, you shared me out. That is so nice of you. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. I really appreciate it, Cheesy. Welcome, Cheesy. Thanks, Doc. Cheesy food. Yes. I choose food any day. Actually, when we had a poll on who chooses food over medication, because I didn't want to make any assumption, almost everybody in the house chose food. But we all know that food is not easy, because we have to think about food. We have to think about, how to make the food. Food is complicated, but for sure, food is the best way to go. Because even sometimes we choose the food, we talked about the food, when you have all the processed things, additives and preservatives, then you're choosing even the wrong food, that is not even going to help the situation. And that is why most people that are in prescriptions, in all of these diseases that are already there on prescription, they are not living it, because the prescription is not even as effective, So when people take those prescriptions, they have to consciously decide that they want to be weaned from those prescriptions by making the right choices and choosing some healthy lifestyle. So So yeah, we're gonna have I don't know when, maybe by December, I will have somebody come and talk about stress and mental health, you know, so that because those are the very heavy things that are going on now. A lot of people are under stress and just so much because so many things are affecting families now. Finance, people are losing their jobs. The sickness is not going away, but hopefully with the vaccine that is coming, we can actually get our lives back. But even when we get our lives back, it's so much going on right now. So, so we'll just keep talking about it, and God willing, it will be well. So I really appreciate everybody for coming. I'm going to be closing very soon. I really appreciate all of you. Love you all so much for the support and coming to this live stream, for the conversations and everything. Cheesy, thank you so much for sharing me out. I really appreciate it. Yeah. So, so I don't know if anybody wants to connect with anybody, let's do it so that I can close like in 5 minutes. Okay, we still have like 8 people in the house. We have like 8 people in the house. 8,000 amazing people in the house. So okay. So any more comments or anything so we can close soon? Really appreciate everybody that came here today to chat. Oh, I didn't even see that. Oh my word. That is so good. Congratulations, Deborah. Oh my goodness. Wow. I have to go to your house. I didn't say that. I don't know. I guess because I have almost everybody that I have the bell of almost everybody. So it just overwhelms my computer. I didn't even see that. Most times I have to go to your house to actually see what is going on. I have to actually consciously go there, you know, because, when you have so many notifications, it pushes some out. So I never see you. Wow. That is so cool. Congrats, Deborah. You're worth it. Wow. Congrats. You guys have to start watching my videos to help me monetize as well, because that's what I've been waiting for. I'm not into this live stream thing. so so that's my problem. Yeah. Congratulations. I'm so glad for you. Wow. Wow. That is so cool. Congrats. I have to go to your house to see it, Deborah. Wow. So you had your celebration already? So was it last night you had the celebration? Or are you still gonna have that? Yes, yes. Wow. Wow, I'm so glad for you. That is so good. Congrats. Yeah. Wow, that is good. Good. So did you have your celebration or you left, Deborah? Okay. Okay, guys. So, oh, okay. You've not had the celebration. You just had the monetization approved. Wow. Congrats. Okay. I'll see the money. I hope to see the monetization. I'll like, okay, next Saturday, next week, Saturday, next week. So that's in December, correct? That's in December. Wow. That's really fun. That's so much fun. Wow. I'm happy for you. That's good news. Now you can relax a little bit. That's good. Yeah, I have to put this in my calendar because I have so many bell notifications. It just pushes the other one. So when I come, it's only what I see. So for all the people that come to my LS, I have to consciously go to their house to see what's going on. To when I don't see your notification for a little bit, then I go to your house. That's how I get to go to watch your videos. Because sometimes, unless once in a while, if I'm there and it just comes, then I catch it. Yeah, very good. So I'll be closing. Yeah, okay. I'll be there, inshallah, by God's grace. Yes, I'll be there. Okay, so we're gonna call it out for today. Really appreciate everybody for your love and support, and stay blessed and stay safe. And hopefully next week, Tuesday, um, I'll be here. I will be here on the live stream. Yeah. Okay, then let's call it off. Thanks to everybody. Thank you. Okay. So I'll call it off. We'll see you again. So we'll call it off now. Yeah. Okay.